grace gives us the ability to go beyond our natural ability. No wonder we call it amazing. This saying is really a lifting up spirit as to remind us that we live by the favor of God, not because we deserve it, but because of His unconditional love. Focus on what God can do. Focus on what is coming. You may not see what tomorrow holds, but always remember who holds tomorrow. Our God is omnipresent. In Him we must shine no matter what. He is a miracle maker, a protector, a healer, a counselor, a parent, and even a friend when needed. Don't focus on what is lost. Focus on what is coming, on what God can do at the right time. God's timing is always the best. Trust God even when it does not make sense within our human understanding. Please note, God is the same always, with the same love, care, and power. A good example of His wonders is from the story of Joseph, the son of Jacob, in the Bible. God's protecting hand was always with Joseph, no matter how many times the devil tried to devour him. From a young age, the devil worked through his brothers, making them jealous of him to the point that they tried to kill him. As God's hand was upon him, instead of being killed, he ended up into slavery. Not good either, but better than a sudden death from his own brothers. Genesis 37. When God's hand is on your side, no matter how much the devil tries to put you down, you get back up again. Despite being a slave in a foreign country, Joseph was a hard-working and prayerful man, doing his best in his work. This caused him to find favor in the eyes of his master and become the head of the state. Unfortunately, sometimes the devil does not give us a break no matter how good we behave, which happened to Joseph also. Joseph faced more trials. The wife of his master betrayed him and he was put in prison. Do you see the correlation? Do you feel betrayed with life? Do not worry. Sometimes God let us pass through the rocky roads because He knows it's the only way to our destination. During his time in prison, Joseph met two men from the king's palace. He helped them to interpret their dreams. After some time, the king had a recurring dream. The so-called wise men in the kingdom failed to interpret the king's dream. After all had tried and failed, one of those men that Joseph had helped in prison remembered and told the king about him. Joseph was called by the king himself, and he was able to interpret the king's dream. As a reward, Joseph received favor from the king. Despite all the hard times that Joseph went through, he did not forget the God of his father, Jacob, the God his protector, our Father in heaven, who opened doors for him. Joseph ended up at the king's palace as a wise and favored young man. He became a high and respected prime minister in a foreign kingdom because the love and favor of God was on him always. Genesis 39, 40, 41. God is God of love always and forever. His favor and love follows us. No matter what you're going through, remember that God's favor is on you too. How I love the story of Joseph. Who would have thought that he would gain a robe of royalty after miserably losing his robe of a favored son? Sold by his own brothers, they took his favored robe of colors, but they couldn't take the favor God created him with. It was upon him in slavery, in prison, all the way up to the king's table. He went ahead and fulfilled the king's mission of feeding all the people, and God's mission to save his family from famine. Don't worry too. What God has in store for you, no one can take it. No hardship can stop it. Just keep doing your part and putting God first in all you do. At the right time, your destiny will come to pass, or we say your prayer will also be answered. Pray every day. Pray when you wake up. Pray before you go to bed. Make it a habit or a discipline to have a lifestyle of prayer. Trust me, from my personal experience, I know the power of prayer and the comfort one gains from trusting in God above all. Sometimes you may feel like no one else understands what you are going through, not even your loved ones, or therapist, or any other specialized doctor. Talk to God. He does understand you always. God in heaven is a miracle maker. When you take up courage from the word of God, even the devil looks at you and trembles. God is powerful, and fearlessness is amazing power that comes from Him. Pray it, hold on to it, and don't keep it to yourself. Reach out and share it with someone else. Caring is sharing. May God lift up your spirit and gives you the courage and guidance you need as you move forward.